Hi, guys. Welcome to my Facebook Live show, my weekly Facebook Live. Um, I am curious. I will ask, I'm going to give it a minute for people to come on, but I'm using an updated version of my broadcasting software, and it's super wacky, like not at all what it used to be. So I'm hoping that I'm actually showing up in the places that I asked it to broadcast. So I might actually just go online, see where I can see myself on Facebook. Am I live? Hold on. I can't even see it on here. Let's see if anybody's here. Okay, so whoever is here, tell me where you're watching. Are you on the Generation PR page? Are you in the Profitable PR Pros group? I need to know because I'm not seeing myself, but you're here. So where are you guys watching this? Because you must have missed the first part. I have new broadcasting software, or like the same, but just updated. And it is confusing as to where things are going. Let me know. That would be super helpful. And then I'll dive in because I love this topic. Okay. Oh, okay. So I see Kelly is here. But I don't see myself. Anyway, someone's here. Hi. Okay, so you're on the Generation PR page. Serena, can you try sharing it into the Profitable PR Pros group, like in the bottom corner? I don't know why it didn't broadcast there. But anyway, that's super helpful. I appreciate that. Welcome, guys, to my weekly Facebook Live show. I'm Jen Burson. I'm the founder and president of Generation, which is a full-service PR and social media marketing agency, influencer marketing. That's Generation PR. And then the other side of Generation is the Academy. And that is comprised of training, resources, programs, community, all of the tools and training that you need to become a pitching powerhouse and launch, grow, and scale your own profitable agency, including this Facebook community called Profitable PR Pros. And I see on here I have Serena and Jane. Do you guys hear that? That's the dog. The cat's trying to eat her food, and I'm worried she bit me the other day, but it was totally my fault. I was putting medication on her and she didn't like it, and she warned me like a lot, and then I just kind of held her down and did it, and she bit me. It didn't break the skin, but oh man, it hurt. It was completely my fault. This is the sweetest dog ever. And it's nice to see Marlicia. I have not seen you in a long time. I hope you are doing well. But thank you so much for joining today. I love this topic. We're going to talk about mindfulness in your business. And we, as PR pros, know a lot about stress and overwhelm. Running an agency and managing different clients on different schedules, different projects. A lot of this leads to burnout. Yeah. No, it's the dog that bit me. The dog that bit me, not the cat. Jane is saying cats always convince you that it's your fault. Don't fall for it. They're like gaslighters, huh? These cats. The two kittens are very sweet and like just innocent and naughty kind of playfulness. But Lola is the one who had the need for medication, and she was like, do not touch me. I was like, got it. I got it. Got your message loud and clear. Well, give me, oh geez, you guys, please hold. Okay, he's sufficiently, yeah, oh no. Oh, Marlicia, I'm so sorry to hear that you've been sick. But I'm glad that means that you get to be here, so welcome. I appreciate that you guys are here. I'm curious to hear your initial thoughts on the word mindfulness, and like when it comes to your business, is this a new concept for you? Is it something that sounds like woo-woo and wacky, and like why would we deal with mindfulness in the context of your business? But I mean, so many of you are here are in, our programs already. And, this is like part of what we talk about. So maybe this definitely is not a new concept for you, but I know that this is a really important aspect of being confident, stepping into your value. And, that's usually like the mindset talk that we are having is around like that confidence and owning your worth. And right on time, Nelson is here, who is one of the loudest, strongest voices around all of us understanding and owning our worth, asking for what we want to be paid and not settling for anything less. So you guys know, we support that view. That's how we feel around here. Yeah, okay, good. Marlicia, let's talk about it in the context of business. Nelson, I'm really happy to see you. I've missed seeing you, and I know you've got a lot going on. So I appreciate you spending time with us here. So let's talk about mindfulness and the concept of business. I've been running my business for 18 years, and I have seen firsthand how being more mindful, more present, more intentional can transform your life and transform your business. And we know that when you practice mindfulness, we'll talk about what it is, what it isn't, all that. You purposefully set your attention on the present moment and you recenter yourself. So having that ability is key when you're a busy agency owner and you feel like you're being pulled in a million directions. You are context shifting with clients. You're constantly reactive, putting fires out, responding to email, all of the things that sort of take you away from your present, your intentions, and give your attention to other people's priorities. And that is not a way to grow a business, to set goals and achieve them, to scale a business, hire the right team. It's really how you're just in survival mode. And let me know if that resonates at all with you, because I lived in my business like that for a really long time. But mindfulness can completely flip the script on your day and help you focus on what's important. So we're going to talk about 7 ways that you can incorporate mindfulness into your daily life to become a stronger and more present agency owner. And it will also have a meaningful, noticeable impact in your personal life as well. So let's dive into like why this is so important as a business owner. We know that overwhelm, burnout, so easy as an agency owner, and you are caught up in the daily responsibilities, the daily things fighting for your attention, and you're always thinking about work, thinking about the next thing, thinking about deadlines, thinking about following up, and you don't give yourself any time to take care of yourself, to take care of your goals, your priorities, and thinking about when you tie this into your personal life, if you have a spouse, you have a family, you're always thinking about the kids and running the household and getting the just basic necessities met. And the last thing that comes to mind is yourself and what you want. You hear this? Be nice. Oh my God. She thinks the cats are coming for her rawhide bone. It's like they are not interested in that. So we talk a lot about incorporating mindfulness into your daily life in my Elevate program. It is such a crucial way to fight that overwhelm, to give you back joy in the everyday things that you're doing and joy and purpose in your business. And I have witnessed burnout. I have witnessed and experienced burnout and joylessness when it's so crazy and I see people experiencing this too, when you have everything that you ever wanted in terms of like running your own business. It's really successful. You like your clients, having a wonderful, healthy partnership with somebody, children, and then not feeling joyful in your life or your business because there's something that's missing. And you're kind of like, I don't understand. Everything is great. And even if it's not great, if it's a temporary thing, or I know people on here are going through some really, really major life experiences that are very hard and take time to grieve and mourn and all of that. But when it comes to just having your business that you work so hard to build, finding success, getting paid what you're worth, having a relationship or a home or getting to travel or do the things that you've always wanted to do that light you up, and for some reason you're feeling flat or joyless or not necessarily depressed, but just like not extracting the full amount of joy that you should be feeling in your life. Does that resonate at all? Just me. Also, there's a few additional people on here. Let me know who's here. I'd love to like have conversation-y type chat. Let me know if that resonates at all. But even so, it's really helpful. Mindfulness in your business is helpful for bringing you back into the present and overcoming that feeling of overwhelm and just running in place, or that you're working for 12 hours a day and you're like, what did I even do today? Like you get sucked into social media and you get, rather than getting lost in your work and loving what you're doing and getting into that flow state, you're constantly just like, this needs me and that needs me. And oh God, I got to get back to this email. And what about that proposal? I got to get to that. And the day's over, or your children come home from school and you're like, I worked for 12 hours. What did I even do? Anybody out there? You guys, come on. You can tell me like, no, that's not how I feel. Or if anybody has ever had that feeling, this is one way, having this awareness, this different practices. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Marlicia. I appreciate that you're like, I'm here. I got you. Good. And it's not all the time. It is sometimes it's like a whole season of your life where you're just like, I built this business and I'm kind of not loving it right now. And I'm kind of not loving how I'm feeling. Different practices work for different people, but even dedicating just 15 minutes a day to mindfulness can transform how you feel as you run your agency. So here's how to focus on mindfulness as an agency owner. There's 7 ways. The first is add a gratitude practice. And you guys probably have heard some, maybe all of these, I don't know. But if you're not doing them, then you need to hear it again and start implementing, even for a limited time, to give yourself a test to see if there's any difference or any impact. The first one is practicing gratitude as part of your daily routine. And that could be, it doesn't have to be first thing in the morning. For me, it's really hard. Got to get the kids out the door. I will practice gratitude as sort of a break in my day, but you can start or end each day writing down 3 things that you're grateful for. And here's the key on this one is that you want to make them specific and try to avoid repeating as much as you can. You want to try to come up with new, original things that you are grateful for. And nothing is too small. Like I constantly am grateful for the feeling of the warmth of my coffee cup in my hands, or getting into my bed and feeling those crisp sheets, and you go in and your feet are bare. Even in freezing cold weather, I sleep in shorts because I like the cool sheets to touch my skin. It's like very calming to me. Things like this are valid and important entries. And here's why. Okay, I could write down every day, I'm grateful for my business, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for health, I'm grateful for my home, and I really am, but that doesn't encourage you to find new things every day. And that act of looking for new things all the time forces you to be present and acknowledge the good around you, as small as it may be. The warmth of your coffee cup. Pebble ice. Are you kidding me? I freaking love our Pebble ice. I'm constantly like, this thing. Oh my God, when you go walk the dog and you clip your phone to this thing, I'm so like grateful to have that when I walk the dog. I put a dog bag. I'm grateful for you, you little rugrat. That act of reminding yourself to look for new things all the time will develop a sense of presence, awareness, being in the moment. And that's what mindfulness is. Not thinking about the future or dwelling on the past or things, mistakes, or a conversation you had that maybe didn't go well. Be present. And when you start looking for the good every day, you naturally develop a more positive mindset and you become more present and mindful. So dig deep into what you're truly thankful for instead of resting and just going back and writing the same things, every day, very generally. This will allow you to feel every bit of your gratitude. So it's a little bit different than just like 3 things that I'm grateful for. It is forcing you to look every day for an interaction or a discussion or something you had that is new, so that you're constantly looking in the present moment. Okay, that's number one. Having your gratitude practice, have that be part of your daily routine, and focus on finding new stuff. Number two, meditation. This is coming. Oh my God, but hear me out, because we know this is like a standard bit of advice, but are you actually doing it? Here's how I do it. I make it really easy on myself. So meditation will help you slow down, reconnect with yourself during even the busiest of days. If you have an Apple Watch, it'll tell you to breathe, right? Just a minute of like, okay, get my breath back. You can use breathing techniques, and I teach them inside Elevate. They're high performance habits, but I can teach you how to elevate your mood. If you're feeling down and you're feeling low, I can give you a 1 or 2 minute strategy that'll lift your mood, lift your energy level so that you can rise to the occasion of a phone call or meeting with your team, or a pitch meeting if it happens at the end of the day and you're really tired. I can help you come to that level of energy, but I can also, in a minute or two, give you a simple like breathing exercise that'll bring your stress level, your cortisol levels down. It's like proven to do this. And your phone will remind you to breathe for a minute or 2 minutes. That's sometimes enough, but even just a few minutes of quiet and stillness can seriously clear your mind. And you can go outside, take a breath of fresh air, whatever it is when you're doing that, and you'll return to your desk with more clarity, a greater sense of focus, and alignment with your values. You'll be present. It's like sometimes we go all day and we're just shallow breathing and you don't even realize it. And so that's why I love the Apple Watch. Will be like, it's time to breathe. And you're like, what have I been doing for 4 hours? Not breathing? Probably shallow breathing, but you need to get those deep breaths. And so what we love about meditation is you can meditate anywhere at any time. And that's why it's such a powerful mindfulness practice. It's like anywhere you can fit in a little bit of space in your day. If it's like 5 minutes, I talked last week about ending meetings with, sometimes you schedule for too long and they end early, and then you're kind of stuck with this little window of time and you're like, what do I do? I have 5 minutes before my next meeting. You can practice mindfulness and meditate. So the other thing that I really love to do is kind of combine it with beauty rituals. So I will listen to a guided meditation while I'm doing my Omnilux, which is my client, the LED red light therapy. I will sit in bed. It is a 10-minute timer. I know I kind of have to sit still. I mean, I can walk around, but it's like really peaceful to do that mask. It helps with fine lines and wrinkles, but it also, red light therapy has a therapeutic result and elevates your mood. So it's like a byproduct of using it. But I will put on a meditation that's 10 minutes long, wear my mask, and just zen out. And there's nothing more calming and grounding than meditation while using some kind of like red light therapy, or even putting on like a mud mask or a sheet mask or under eye mask or whatever before you hop in the shower to get ready for your day. I like to kind of have it stack and combine these things so that if I do some sort of a beauty treatment that needs 10-15 minutes, I will meditate and then it's off to get ready for the day. So that's two. Meditation, even if it's 2, 3, 5 minutes, or even breathing in a way where it elevates your level of energy if you're feeling really low, or brings you down if you have this like anxious feeling. So know that those tools are out there and they're available to really help you with your mindfulness. And 3, this one is a constant reframing, refocus, but it's being present in all of your conversations. So this isn't just about listening carefully, but this is where you really focus on connecting with people as you're talking to them. And that's no matter what you're chatting about. This is where your phone is out of your hand, your eyes are on them. You're not looking around for, distractions or other people coming in the room, or what is that you're at a restaurant, what's this person getting, or what, let me look at the menu while this person's talking to me. It's zero distractions pulling you away from the conversation that you're having with the person right in front of you. You will miss so many small moments of connection when you only pay half attention to your conversations. And I practice this with my family as well. So when my husband or my kids speak with me, I want them to see that they have my full and undivided attention. It's not always like this. But when I remind myself to be present in these conversations, I get more out of those interactions. Yesterday, my younger son was like, Mommy, I'm learning these new ballroom dances. Can I show you? And I was like, can you show me? I said, can you teach me? And we danced in the kitchen last night for half an hour. He was so happy to share with me what he had learned. I picked it up pretty quickly and he's like, it took my class 5 weeks to learn this and you learned it in 10 minutes. And I'm like, you're a good teacher. It was such a moment of connection. I could have just half-assed and said, yeah, show me what you learned. And he would have just done it. And I would have been like, yay, good job. But we talked about it and I got a lot out of him about how the girls don't like to touch the boys. He's almost 11. He'll be 11 in a week or 2 weeks. The boys don't have a problem touching the girls, holding their hands, but the girls are like, ew! So he was like holding my hand and I could tell he really liked that he actually had a dance partner he could hold hands with. So it was giving him my undivided attention and being interested in his interests. It was, to me, that is one of the best ways to show somebody that you care about them, is focusing on them and giving them attention, giving them that full, undivided mind energy on what they're talking about. It's like showing them, you matter to me. There's nothing on my phone that's going to distract me that's more important than what's happening right here. It shows people you respect them, and you value their opinion, and you're genuinely interested in what they have to say. It's really powerful. And whenever you talk about people that you're like, there's just something about them, they're so magnetic, or they just like, every time I talk to them, I feel like I'm in a really good mood. Those are the kinds of people have talked about this star quality or that certain it about like Bill Clinton and Barack Obama and Oprah. And these people have that aspect. When they're talking to you, they're completely focused on you and they make you feel like you're the most important person in the world because they're getting your full focus and attention. And do not discount the ability to connect deeper with people when you do that. They will feel like they like you more. You're more likable when you do that. Have you ever interacted with someone who's just like, yeah, of course you have. But then you like meet them and they're like, hey, nice, or you see them and they're like, nice to meet you. And you go, I've met you I had this guy at a friend's house. He's like, nice to meet you. Every freaking time I met him. And I was like, I've actually met you before, maybe 16 times at their house in this context. Like, this is not out of context. Hi, Kelly. Oh, good. Look at this. Oh, God, I got so much stuff just right here. I'm using the 5-minute journal. I like how it's laid out for me each day, and it's a really simple, easy way to implement it, Serena. Hi, Kelly and Jane. Hello. And yeah, Bill Clinton was so magnetic. I mean, he is so magnetic. My husband met him when he was running for like the Democratic nominee way back when he somehow like visited my mother-in-law's high school where she worked. And so she said, you got to come. And Kevin was like, there was something magnetic about him, and every single person, he felt it. He looked you in the eyes. He made you feel so, he had that it factor. When you do this and you focus on people when they're talking to you and you're not distracted, anytime I'm on the phone and I'm taking notes and you can hear me typing, I always tell people I'm taking notes on what we're discussing because I don't want to miss anything. I don't want them thinking like, I'm just going to answer emails while you're answering my questions or whatever. So this is really, really important for being present and having mindfulness in your business, listening to your team, listening to your clients, really, really hearing them. That will make them feel like you're looking out for them and you have their best interests in mind, and that you are caring about what they care about. Okay? So that's number 3. 4, you got to get those Z's. You got to get your sleep. I actually have like my various like herbs here, trying some supplemental herbs. But sleep is seriously important. We all know this. It's also incredibly important when it comes to mindfulness. And you need that time to rest, to recharge, to give your body and mind the time to heal themselves, to like wrap the day and get ready for what's ahead. It's incredibly important to your physical health. The worse that you sleep, the closer that you are to burnout. Let me repeat that again because it's so important. When you're having horrible sleep, you're on your way to feeling burnout, and nobody wants that. So try to get a solid 8 hours of restful, restorative sleep every night. This is one of the main topics of conversation around here. Hi, Lily. Oh, how cool, Jane. That's so awesome. Oh, my God. Did you work for Clinton or Gore? I guess both. The second. Okay, sorry. Anyway, sorry. That was a dumb question. Yeah, got it. Okay, so you need restorative sleep every night. If you don't get your 8 hours, 7 hours is good too. It's actually really cool because when you set the Apple Watch or some other device that's going to track your sleep, I set it to sleep mode. When I wake up, I can see the quality of my sleep. I can see how much deep sleep I got. It's usually not a lot. I can see my REM. I can see like moments in the night when I was awake. You want sleep cycles like this. So you can start to tell like what are the factors that are impacting my ability to get quality sleep. If you take a sleep supplement or medication, sometimes you wake up and you're asleep at night, but you wake up exhausted like a hangover. And that is usually because when you have a sleep aid of some kind, you're not actually getting restful, deep sleep. It's very light sleep. Or it's deep, but it's not like restorative sleep. It's like you're just knocked out, right? You wake up and you're like, I know I got 8 hours, but I feel like I'm in a hangover. You need that restorative sleep. So switch your alarm to a digital clock or your smartwatch to sleep, then leave your phone in another room. Try doing that. Set up a charging station in your kitchen. How many of you sleep with your phone on your nightstand? Oh, wait. It's really hard. I know it's really hard. But if you use your phone at night, there's that blue light. We know that that interrupts your normal circadian rhythm and it causes you to, your body thinks it's daytime. If you look at your phone in the middle of the night, oh, there you go. Oh, cool. Very cool. Um, Nelson's like, absolutely not. He gets it. If you do have to use your phone, try to tuck it away an hour before bedtime. If you use your phone before bed, switch it to that dark or night mode. And you can also turn on a blue light filter, use a pair of blue light blockers. I have some here. Just those from Amazon. They're just blue light blocking glasses. They're actually really dirty right now, but my phone sits on my desk in my office until I wake up. Yeah, it's just a distraction. The blue light before bedtime really does have an impact on your mind is like, oh, it's daytime. It's time to get up because it sort of mimics daylight. You want to pay attention to those things that affect your sleep. So if I eat too close to bedtime or I had sugar too close to bedtime, I can literally feel it coursing through my veins. It feels like before bedtime. Caffeine, watch your caffeine intake. You should have a cutoff. My cutoff is like 11 a.m. 10 if I'm having a hard time sleeping. So I won't drink any caffeine. I go out to dinner with people and they're like, I'll have an espresso. And I'm like, you're not going to have a hard time sleeping? And they're like, nope. I'm thinking must be nice because if I had an espresso at dinner before, going to bed 2 hours later, I would be like, bah! So this is another little pro tip that I think that I am a genius for coming up with this one. I am just like, this is so smart. And then I hear that it's like a thing that people do, but my husband is one of these like burrito rollers. So he'll grab the covers and just roll himself up tight, tuck it under his chin, and I'm left on the bed with nothing. I'm just like, what? And it wakes me up because he pulls on the blanket and it's like being ripped out from under me. And then I'm like up. So I got us separate comforters so that they're like, we have a California king bed. I got 2 twin extra long. They're like comforter flaps almost. Like we call them sleeping pods. I have my little pod with my blanket and he has his little pod with his blanket. I got rid of the top sheet. You guys, top sheets, all of the millennials think that we're so crazy for having a top sheet. He was ripping it off the bed and getting tangled in it. And then it would just like flap everywhere. And it was this loose mess of sheets was waking me up. So I have just a comforter. I have another thing to go on top if it's a little cold out. But our sleep has improved exponentially because of doing this. That was really getting in the way of quality sleep. But that sort of setup with the 2 comforters, it's not the cutest, but it's not terrible. And you can pull the comforter over to cover it if you don't like the look of the 2 kind of overlapping. But we are both sleeping much, much better. So if I get up, he's not waking up. And when he swishes around and, gets crazy like a wildebeest, I'm not bothered by it because he's not really touching my blanket. So think about that one if you share your bed with somebody who's a wild hyena and wakes up and all the covers are flung out everywhere. I do notice in the summer he gets hot and he'll take all of his stuff and throw it on top of me. That is annoying, but at least for the most part, we're not waking each other up. So that's a big deal. One is really focus on getting the best quality sleep, not eating before bedtime, not drinking caffeine too late, not having your phone in your room while you're sleeping. The blue light is bad. Notifications are bad. So no to that. Get yourself a standard drugstore alarm clock or one on Amazon. They're $10. Don't see like, well, I use my phone as my alarm clock. That's an excuse. Okay. So that was 4, getting your Z's. 5, step away from your desk. Step away from the desk. So you cannot be constantly connected to work and not ever feeling like you're mentally or even physically getting distance from your work, especially if you work from home, that is just going to drain your energy and focus. You have to get out of your office, disconnect from your work phone for even a short period of time every day. And that is when I do that, I call it a period of renewal. It is where you are really intentionally physically removing yourself from work, mentally giving yourself that break. I will usually take the dog for a walk. It's about an hour, half hour to an hour, depending on our route. Listen to an inspiring podcast. Pitching Powerhouse, you guys, I have a podcast if you didn't know. And if you listen to my podcast at all, I would love for you to leave a review. It's really, really helpful for other people to find us. Anyway, listen to a podcast or whatever. Just physically get that distance and get that feeling of renewal. And you'll come back to your work feeling refreshed, energized, ready to get things done. And this is what I've noticed with PR pros. And if this resonates, thumbs up, heart, yes, hallelujah, I got it. A lot of us PR pros, we feel guilty when we have to step away from work, or when we decide to step away from work. It's as if we feel like our clients are thinking that we're not committed, we're lazy, you're on retainer, why are you going on a hike midday, or why'd you take the day off? Let me know if you have ever felt that way. I certainly did, especially in the beginning. I was like, I'm on retainer. They better find me, and I better reply to emails when they send them because they're paying me and they need me to be responsive immediately. And so I have to sit here all day. And if I get up to run errands, then they're going to think I'm not committed, or that I'm lazy, or that I'm irresponsible. Does that resonate? I need you to break that mindset right now. They're not thinking that. Leaving your desk to take care of yourself, it shows that you're delivering, that you're committed to delivering the best service possible to your clients. You are giving yourself the mental break to regain your clarity. Yeah, Serena says, yes, I know that feeling all too well. I still feel it sometimes, and I have to remind myself, I'm not good to anybody, myself, my family, my clients, nobody, when I'm burnt out, when my mind is mush. I'm way more effective, way more efficient, way more passionate and creative when I've had a mental break. So don't worry about where you are, what you're doing, where you're physically sitting. You have to distance yourself mentally and physically sometimes from your desk so that you can return to that feeling of being present and mindful in your business. So maybe you want to take a 30-minute walk each day. That's really helped me. Moving your body in the fresh air, really powerful. Serena, I know that is not an option for you because she is, and Nelson, they're in Toronto, and it is freezing, snowing, whiteout right now. So that's not a possibility. But, still pop your head outside, get a little fresh air. The cold air will chill you. Just, listen to some relaxing music or whatever, kind of zone out, do your deep breathing. If you have a pup, I take Lola around the neighborhood, I listen to a podcast that really inspires me. So we come back, she passes out, and I'm just ready to go. And I learn something new every time. So that is 5. You got to step away from your desk mentally. Major snowstorm yesterday. Yeah. So, but and Nelson says it's finished, but is there still snow on the ground? I would imagine yes. So it's still very cold. So, so far we've got adding a gratitude practice to your daily routine where you're focusing on finding new things every day, meditating, breathing, 10 or so minutes a day. Start small, use an app, make it easy. Being present in all of your conversations, giving your undivided attention to whomever you're talking with in that moment, getting great sleep and being intentional about trying to get quality sleep. You can use a watch or a sleep app like Pillow to track the quality of your sleep and start to see patterns of what your energy is like that day and what your sleep quality was the night before. Stepping away from your desk, giving yourself physical and mental distance from work, and not caring or not worrying that clients are going to think that you are not committed or that you're lazy because you stepped out. 6 is setting goals and celebrating your progress. I'm going to spin this a little differently. We know as agency owners, we're achievers. We are really driven to get results. We are always trying to over deliver. At least the members of this community I know are in that camp. And we want to consistently achieve our goals. One of the things that happens, maybe you've experienced this, is that a lot of people feel empty when they reach their goal, because now they're not working towards something that gives them purpose and a reason for doing and being and working so hard, because they're working towards something. When they achieve their goal, they feel really empty sometimes because they're not putting in the work and having a solid purpose. So what's important here is that's where you, hold on, I got distracted by Nelson. Let me tell you what he said about mental break. This is why I go 2 to 3 times a year during the summer and work at the Toronto beaches. It gets me out of my office and into a great setting. It's incredible head medicine and I love it. Yes. Look at that. Ooh, I love those hearts. That's so great. Okay. Who's giving me all these hearts right now? I need to know. And what is it that's resonating? Is it that piece of, and thank you for that. It helps Facebook deliver this to more people, which is good. But we know we're achievers. We want to achieve a goal. But a lot of people get there and they're like, well, now what? And they feel really empty. You know, imagine like an athlete working towards the Olympics or something. And they get there, they win gold, and like they know their time as an Olympic athlete is probably over, and they get depressed. And you're like, you just went to the Olympics and you got a gold medal. You did it. But it's like, what's my purpose now? So you have to realize that it's the journey there, the incremental progress that is so satisfying. I was going to say Serena joined you when you were at the beaches last time. That was really cool that you guys met up. So remember the incremental progress. That is what is sad. Oh, yay. Love it. Thanks, Marlicia. That will bring you that satisfaction, celebrating the milestones on the journey, not necessarily reaching that goal, which is your destination. That's where you see the impact of your efforts and the goal bringing more meaning to your life, is noticing the journey. So try to put the focus back on the journey so that you are celebrating the steps along the way and not just the goal itself, and acknowledge those wins. Celebrate every single step forward, no matter how small. You know, even if it's just a little incremental something, but it did move things forward closer to a goal, that's worth acknowledging and worth celebrating. Celebrate yourself for feeling confident before a tough client meeting with as much excitement as you would celebrate if you landed a new client. You know, I just had a really hard conversation with a client not too long ago, and I was dreading the call. I was really dreading it. It was going to be miserable. And I got myself into a confident mindset. I centered myself around the outcome that I wanted, what I wanted for them and what I wanted for me. And I ran the call in a way where I was able to deliver that outcome. But for me, what was so worth celebrating was showing up with that level of confidence, even though I knew it was going to be dreadful. So, you know, acknowledge those small wins And one thing that we do around here, this was super cool, is that my family and I have a gratitude jar, and it's also like a gratitude and accomplishments jar. And we have it in our kitchen with a lid, and there's a bunch of colored paper that I got at the Dollar Tree. And okay, Lola, my dog was like, ooh. I see how you feel about the gratitude jar, Lola. We will write wins, gratitude, accomplishment, things that we're thinking of all year long, things we're thankful for. We have people come over, and I'll just slide the pad in front of them and say, we'd love to have you add to this. And we throw stuff in. So I'll put in things that my family has accomplished, my husband's accomplished, things I'm proud of. And we will pull them out around New Year's, usually New Year's Eve, and read through them. And it's such a great way to remember the things that you accomplished throughout the year. They don't get lost. You might just remember one or two really big things, but those little things, those little moments, those things that my kids were like, oh yeah, I remember that. Or my husband was like, oh yeah, that was awesome. Or like, I appreciate, hold on, the door's open and it's very windy. Hold on. My husband will say, I am so happy that you put that in there. I totally forgot about it. So it is a way to be grateful in the moment and then to have an opportunity to revisit later in the year. It's really powerful. So that is number 6. Celebrate your progress, not just when you reach your goal. Try to avoid that empty feeling of what's my purpose now? I got that. I achieved that. Okay, what's next? And you're just like, I'm kind of depressed because I don't really have a thing to work for right now. So my husband experienced this a couple years back when he had a humongous deal that he was working on. The deal closed. It was so awesome. It was like a really complicated thing. He was so proud of himself. He celebrated that win and was like, oh my God. And then immediately was like, but what now? And a lot of men feel this way. They have to be productive and they have to be earning and they have to be living a purpose. And so when he didn't have an immediate project that was the next thing, he felt empty. And I was like, you just did this huge thing. It's amazing. Oh my God. And he's like, I know, but what am I going to do now? What if that was it? And I'm like, nah, you're good. So, but it happens. It happens a lot. So, okay. This is another great one that I think is really helpful. Okay. This is cool. Number 7 is do a reflection to set an intention. So I know we're still kind of in that post New Year's Eve space where people are thinking about their resolutions. Some may have set them and already said, well, maybe next year. Not this group, of course. This is different. This is setting an intention. And this can be effective any time of year. You don't need a fresh year, a fresh start. This is where you take a moment to reflect on the past. And you could think through the past 6 months in your agency or the past year, a project that you and your team just completed, or your time working with a client that maybe moved on. And it also helps if you go through your calendar and you're sort of looking at the appointments and the big things you did. As you reflect and you think about what you want to continue doing, so as you reflect, I want you to be thinking about these things. What do you want to continue doing? What do you want to take with you? What worked really well that you want to carry forward? What do you want to leave behind? What didn't work for you? What brought you down? What brought your energy down? This is where we get into a lot of discussion around clients that drain you, suck the life out of you. We're leaving that behind. You start to notice your mood patterns. You're like, yeah, that's when I stopped working with them. And I felt so much happier. Things were so much lighter and easier. I started loving my business again. I wasn't as stressed. You want to leave that behind. So you're noticing, what do I want? What is my intention? And then you think about, what do you want to improve? Where is there room for growth, room for improvement? This is a big focus in the Elevate High Performance group that we focus on, is really being intentional, learning from what you've experienced, where you see there's an opportunity for growth, where you see that you had a positive transformation or something had a positive impact on you, and going to do more of that so you can double down on those experiences and that transformational opportunity that you have by recognizing things that make a big impact in your life. This is where you can be intentional so you can avoid that feeling of overwhelm. You get more time back in your day because you choose to leave behind things that are not serving you. You choose to be present in your day, and you're enjoying the aspects of parenthood. And writing proposals gives me such anxiety, Jane says. I've had people write proposals for me. I've outsourced that. We're redesigning our proposal right now. We're in the very early stages of it, but since we have new branding, we're updating it. And I have somebody designing a new template that we are going to just have 90% ready, and we'll just pick and choose the pages we want to include for each proposal. It's more like a capabilities deck, like Nelson always talks about. But realizing, if that gives you anxiety, you don't have to do that aspect in your business. You can pay somebody, or get something 90% of the way and just do a little bit of it. But figuring out, Jane, what it is about writing proposals that gives you anxiety. Is it the dollar amount that you're worried about and how it's received? Is it thinking through, and are you giving away too much? Are you not giving away enough? Are you wasting your time? Like, what is it about it that gives you anxiety? And try to figure out how to work through that reason so that you can enjoy writing proposals. Because you know what? I look at proposals as the next and hopefully last step to getting more income in my business. So proposals are like, yes, I don't love writing them, but I love that I get to throw my hat in the ring and hopefully land a new client. It's a simple kind of reframe, but figure out what it is about the proposal process that gives you anxiety, and you can hire for it, or you can plan for something that's a little bit more done and comprehensive, and then just plug and play when you get a new opportunity. But dollar amount, anticipating the outcome, knowing I have ideas that they might not like. But you're the expert, and you know what you're worth. You know what your results are worth. It's just, I have all those feelings too, but I always tell myself, like, this is a great idea, and I hope they don't run with it. Please don't write proposals. I knew this was coming. Everyone knows I hate them because I see them as invitations for companies to steal your ideas, not hire you. I know I sound like a broken record. Our proposals are capabilities decks with a little bit of what it's like to work with us, like case studies and testimonials and all of that, but also like, what's our approach? Jane's finding strategies to delay. What is it? Oh my God, why can't I think of the word? This is like, I'm still mental a little bit. Procrastination strategies. She's going to clean a closet instead of writing a proposal. But if you clean a closet, Nelson has been really vocal about that. And so a lot of us have changed proposals out to be more aligned with the capabilities deck so that we're not giving away advice for free and strategies for free. And just know, if you give people strategy and you don't charge them, you put it in your proposal, you're basically telling them it's not worth anything. Here you go. Just go ahead and take this, do it yourself. You want to tell them the what, but not the how. If they want the how, they have to come to you. So we cover a lot of this stuff in in the Elevate High Performance coaching program, so that we can help you after you reflect and set these intentions for the upcoming year or project or client partnership. I actually have some of our, we're creating these worksheets for you about, we did this with the family, so let me explain. So thinking carefully about what you've gone through the last year and using that to plan for the future. It will help you feel more grounded, helps you feel more ready for what's next. And like I just showed you, I got my family and my kids into it. We're working on habit stacking. So they set intentions every day and they commit to achieving them. They're a little like, okay, mom. And I said, listen, you're 10 and 12. If you start doing this stuff now, you're going to be light years ahead of your peers because you have awareness of this stuff. One of the things that we do is that Post-it. I have my kids think about how they want to show up every day, who they want to be as their best version of themselves. It's funny, they both said the same thing. They wrote it down and they both said the same thing. So you can do this activity right now, and I'd love for you to do this. This is one of the high performance habits that we cover in Elevate. But think about overhearing somebody, either a parent or a friend or a client or someone on your team or your spouse talking about you, and they're talking about you on the phone to somebody and they're describing you and you're hearing it and you're just like, that is awesome. I love hearing that about myself. That's the best version of me. What is the best version of yourself? What 3 words would describe you, if someone were describing you, that would really highlight the best version of yourself? And this was my husband's. Where's mine? We did this, and he said, I am confident, I'm successful, and I'm balanced. So he is imagining that someone is describing him as that, and that is his best version of himself. That is what you can put on a Post-it, put it on your mirror in your bathroom. So when I say habit stacking, you're brushing your teeth. You do that every day, twice a day, hopefully that much at a minimum. And my children are not. They're disgusting, but whatever, that's another time. But you're brushing your teeth and you're looking at your intention for who you want to be, how you are showing up in the world as your best self. And it may seem obvious to you, but you should be reminding yourself often. You know, maybe if he's feeling a day where he has low confidence. Hi, Alicia. I know you know. She's got kids. They're disgusting, honestly. Like, it's, yeah. Especially 2 little boys. It's pretty gross. He wants to feel these things every single day. He wants to show up in his business and in his personal interactions as this version of himself. But he's not always feeling that way. So the more you remind yourself to put it top of mind of the intention of how you want to show up in the world. I even set it in my phone as a daily reminder, and it'll pop up and it'll tell me who I want to be, you know, how I'm showing up. I tell myself before I come on Facebook Live how I want to deliver and be present and what I want to help our community accomplish and what my purpose is here. And it's just those reminders. And I also have different ways that I show up with my husband, my kids, and each of the kids is different because they need me to be different things to them. You might just think mom is mom, but one son needs me in one way, and it's totally different than the way my other son needs me to show up and be there for him. And once I realize that, what version of myself can I rise to give them the best of me that they need from me in this moment, our relationships have improved. And I did the same thing with my husband. What does he need from me? Who do I have to be in order to improve our relationship, to get more out of our relationship? And that has transformed my connection to my family, truly. And this is something that we work through also together with you inside of Elevate. I cannot like stress enough how incredible and transformational it was to go through this. As a busy agency owner where you're just sometimes running in place, or you feel like you're really just not feeling present or full of joy, or giving yourself you know the focus on yourself that you need, and your dreams and your goals, and celebrating your growth towards your goals. Sometimes we're just moving through life. It's the same day in, day out on a hamster wheel, work for 12 hours. I had a call yesterday with someone and she was like, I work for 12 hours. And I'm like, I didn't even get anything. Like, what did I even do? I didn't get anything really meaningful done, but I feel like I was working nonstop. That's just moving through life and just, going through the motions. We want you to feel more presence, more aliveness, a greater sense of purpose, more joy when you interact with your family and your partner, more joy and satisfaction in your career. These are the things I wanted. And implementing this approach really did transform my life and gave me a real solid sense of purpose. And I saw it happen for the last cohort too. It was amazing. It was awesome. So I'm going to put a link here if you're interested in applying and learning more about it. It's really, really awesome. This is just like a small piece of it. And I love talking about this stuff because, like, as we, mentioned in the comments here, Marlicia was like, how does mindfulness tie into your business? It all, ties together. So, you're one of the people I want to be like when I grow up. Well, maybe I'm young too, and could be the same age. I don't know. Reach out to my team. Support. Yes, it is number one with 2 P's, Generation Academy. Reach out to Miranda on my team. Nelson says family is number one, work is number two, even though we all think work is number one. Absolutely. Honestly, I'm number one. We should all see ourselves as number one. Like, I'm the nucleus of the family. If I'm taken out because I'm sick or I'm not running as my best self, the whole deal suffers. I run the household. I'm managing the kids. Like, today, one of my kids needed like a toilet paper roll to go to school. My husband was like, what? Does Jack have his toilet paper roll? And he's like, what are you even talking about? Just little stuff like that. As a mom, you're kind of managing, like, this is what everybody has going on. This one's got a basketball game. How's this one getting to tennis? Like, we're managing all of that. If you are not focusing on you and your psychology, your physiology, like how you're feeling physically, your mental state, your overall well-being, self-care. We talk about self-care, and getting a manicure, taking a bath, that's not really self-care. Talking to a therapist, that's self-care. Taking some time away to reset and get distance from either whatever's causing you stress, that's self-care. Enrolling in Elevate is a form of self-care because you're focusing on learning the habits, the strategies, the approach to being the best version of yourself in all of your relationships and all of your purposes in life, your professional, your personal. So that's a form of self-care. And I went through that program myself, and I'm a certified coach to teach it to everyone else. And it has been really transformational and set you up for major success. I'm so glad that you liked the conversation. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry you were sick, but it turned out okay. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys today. And if you have any questions about Elevate, let me know. It's just, I want you to be more satisfied in your life, more present, less stressed, more joyful, feel more aliveness, more connected to the people that are important to you. Family, number one, yourself, number one. Having more, connection to your partner, a deeper, more meaningful connection to your children. I don't love just yelling at them all the time because they don't listen. I hate that. It's not the best version of myself. So I have to find out, how can I be what they need from me in this moment? What do they need from me? And it's totally different. That my kids are totally, totally different. And I went through this process to figure out, how can I be the best mom to my older son, and how can I be the best mom to my younger son? And I am constantly reminding myself to be in that mindset when I interact with them. And it's a game changer. So I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions. I just linked to the application, and then we get on a call and we talk, go through strategies for an hour. We talk about, ways that you can start to achieve those things and feel different and more alive in your business and your personal life, and see if you're a fit for that program. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll stay on for another minute. Anybody have anything else that they want to ask about or chat with me about? I really appreciate that you are all here. Nelson, it's so great to see you again. And Alicia, you're there. Jane, we're going to get you happy to write proposals. And you can clean a closet. I'm always cleaning closets. I pull everything out and then I don't put it back. Just happened today. My housekeeper's here. I hear her walking in and just pushing boxes around like, oh, she's at it again. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you spending time with me. I hope this helped you discover some new strategies to feel more mindful, more joy, more alive, more present in your life and your business. Let me know what your favorite strategy was, what you're going to take away from this. Post it on Instagram. Tag me at Generation PR. We are also at Generation Academy. If you were following PR Couture on Instagram, that is now Generation Academy. Same great content, just all under our umbrella. Okay, guys, have a great rest of your day. Focus on yourself, mindful, present, deeper connections, and let me know what had the biggest impact on you. All right, guys, take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.